Unlike in the past, men in their 40s and 50s are spending aggressively on grooming themselves. What is behind this and what marketing strategies is the industry taking to grab them? The Bank of Korea has lowered its interest rate target to the level in 2009, when the country suffered a global financial crisis. Is Korea's economic situation really serious? And what are the ripple effects from the latest rate cut? Rehabilitation robots that enable paraplegic patients to walk. The present and future of robotic technology that serves as limbs for people with disabilities. Navigations have become the necessity of drivers. We introduce you to mobile-linked navigation services, which became more convenient and diverse. Korea's Unification Preparatory Committee has announced a plan focusing on integrating economies of the two Koreas. We will look into the details and the feasibility of the latest plan, which will be implemented in 3 stages.
Hello, I'm Andrew Salmon and welcome to Bizline. Now, young Korean men in their 20s and 30s, are well known for their sense of style. But today, fashion consciousness among males is rising up the demographic ladder. Increasing numbers of men in their 20s and 30s, men who are better known as being hardworking breadwinners than as suave guys, are spending big on fashionable threads and even skincare products. So what is prompting these mature gents to spend so big on style, and what kind of marketing tactics are being used to grab their attention?
They visit beauty salons a couple times a month. They wear colorful, slim-fit, stylish clothes rather than suits. As these men in their 40s and 50s, who prefer to be called elder brothers than uncles, are spending more on themselves, and so a new wind is blowing in the retail market. This is a beauty salon in Seoul's Gangnam district. Customers enjoy receiving facial treatments and spas in this luxuriously decorated shop, equipped with the latest skincare facilities where cosmetics fragrances soothe customers' minds and bodies. But there are customers who seem a little out of place. This office worker in his 40s sometimes gets facials from this place to groom himself. He spends about $100 each time. Despite the hefty cost, more and more men are investing aggressively in themselves.
회사 생활 하다 보면은 지친 얼굴 이렇게 보여지는 것보다는 조금 관리를 받고 관리를 받았다 할 정도로 사람들이 이렇게 알아봐 주면 그게 더 좋은 것 같습니다.
Beauty shops had been once considered off limits to men, but recently middle-aged men frequently visit them to get facials for lifting, easing wrinkles, and skin brightening services. In this salon, visits by men in their 40s and 50s have increased more than 30% compared to 2 years ago.
시간적인 거라든가 비용적인 거 있어서 좀 아낌없이 투자를 하시는 편이시고요. 근데 실제로 젊어졌다, 어떻게 이렇게 회춘했냐 이런 이야기들을 들으시니까 굉장히 뿌듯하신가 봐요. 그래서 관리를 안 받아보셨던 분들이 받기 시작하시면서 굉장히 반응이 좋고 또 호응을 많이 하십니다.
The men's apparel floor at department stores are also full of life. The floor is displaying clothes in various noticeable primary colors and casual style clothing rather than suits and neutral colored clothes as in the past. In the past, wives or children tended to pick out clothes for men in their 40s and 50s, but now they visit the department stores themselves and choose their own styles that make them look younger. Indeed, in this department store, sales of men's casual clothes are steadily rising, while sales of men's suits are falling. Considering the fact that purchases of underwear, casual footwear, and backpacks by men in their 40s and 50s who show a new fashion sense has tripled, it is no wonder to see such words as gold papas and blossom of the middle age.
패션 감각이 있으며 자기 자신에게 투자하는 40, 50대 남성층들이 늘고 있습니다. 딱딱했던 그 정장보다는 젊게 입으려는 경향이 강해 부드러운 캐주얼이라든지 컨템포러리 복장으로 가는 경향이 있습니다. 당사는 그에 발맞추어 컨템포러리 상품군을 강화하였으며 연말까지 해외 명품 및 남성 액세서리를 보강할 예정입니다.
More and more men in their 40s and 50s are trying to take care of their appearances. Their purchases of basic skincare products and blemish balm creams have surged as well. On top of cosmetics, they are also aggressively spending money on fashion. Financially capable middle-aged men who enjoy spending money for themselves. These so-called gold papas have risen as a new consumer group, blowing a new life to the depressed retail market. A large data analysis by a credit card firm has revealed that spending by men in their 40s and 50s more than doubled than that of general men in terms of fitness expense and spending in department stores. People in their 40s and 50s now have grown up in a rapidly growing economy, so they are more affluent than those in the past, so they have more aggressive perceptions on consumption. Moreover, their age is generally the most fruitful period in their economic activities, and they want to maintain their youth for a long time amid a rise in average life expectancy, so they are not stingy to steadily groom themselves.
지금의 4050은 예전의 4050보다는 훨씬 더 젊고 건강하다는 거죠. 그러면 앞으로도 지금 수명 연장 시대인데 뭐 평균 수명이 90, 만약에 뭐 100까지 넘어간다라고 보면은 지금 4050 세대는 한참 어떻게 보면 지금도 왕성한 자기에 대한 가꿈과 꾸밈을 펼쳐가야 되고 또 미래를 봤을 때도 젊게 살려고 하는 그런 욕구가 강하겠죠. 예를 들면 영거 루킹, 젊게 보이고자 하는 그런 욕구가 어떤 세대보다도 강하고 그걸 미리 준비하는 그런 성격이 강하다 보니 그런 것이 이제 소비에 나타나다 보니까 씀씀이가 크다고 볼 수 있겠죠.
They love their families very much, but men in their 40s and 50s don't give up on loving themselves. As they continue to groom themselves and aggressively spend, related markets are also growing and their future is also bright.
경제적으로 보면은 이제 가장 경제적으로 우리 어떤 세대보다도 가장 돈을 많이 버는 그런 세대입니다. 그러다 보니 가계 지출뿐만 아니라 자신을 위한 지출도 많이 할 수밖에 없는 그런 환경이겠죠. 여전히 4050 세대는 당분간은 그 소비자 숫자 자체도 계속 유지가 될 것이면서 그리고 본인들의 경제적 여력에 따라서 쓰는 씀씀이 자체도 커져갈 겁니다. 그래서 단기적으로 본다면 4050 세대 남성 시장 자체는 안정적으로 커져갈 것이라고 보여집니다.
Men in their 40s and 50s are spending pleasantly to look younger and live as stylish middle-aged men, and so such efforts are also vitalizing the local retail market.
Last week, the Bank of Korea cut its key interest rate to a record low. Moreover, this cut follows a previous rate cut just 2 months earlier. Furthermore, the bank has also cut its economic growth forecast for Korea for the year. And this all follows a range of economic stimulus packages announced by the government this summer. But are Korea's economic outlooks for this year really so grim? These are the questions we have for our guest today. He's an economics professor here at Sungkyunkwan University in Seoul. Dr. Kim Sung-hyun, welcome to Bizline.
Thank you for inviting me here.
The benchmark rate now is 2%, and that's the lowest it's been since 2009, which of course is when Korea was in recovery following the fallout from the GFC, the global financial crisis. But are we in a crisis now, and is this rate merited?
Well, the Korean economy is not in a crisis compared to the 97 or 2008. But there are several indicators that make us think that we are in trouble. For example, as an internal factor, there has been a very sluggish recovery of consumption and investment despite the stimulus package. And also other global factors that affect Korean economy in a negative way, our main concern of Bank of Korea when they lower their key rate.
What were the? I think they cited 3 key issues when they cut the rate to this record low. What were those 3 key issues?
Well, the first issue is the lack of demand and slow recovery of consumption and investment, as I mentioned. And the second issue is that the inflation rate still is very low. And the Bank of Korea might afraid that the Korean economy might fall into a deflationary
cycle,
gap. And the third issue is that the consumers' sentiment about the economy is still very weak. So those are the 3 reasons that the Bank of Korea cited when they lower interest rate.
Got you. But let me ask you your opinion. I mean, because one of the reasons people are discussing this particular rate cut so closely is because it looks rather like policy coordination with the government. And of course, the BOK is meant to be an independent body. I mean, what's your sense? In your opinion, is this very, very low interest rate merited?
The monetary policy by the central bank or the fiscal policy by the government, when they are put together as a coordinated fashion, that's when there is a maximum impact from these policies. But the problem is that the central bank in a country should be an independent organization. So in theory, the fiscal stimulus package supported by the expansionary monetary policy is the ideal case. But for this rate cut, there has been several incidences that the government is trying to pressure central bank to act on it. For example, the Prime Minister Sungkyunkwan mentioned several times that he wants the central bank to act on this and lower interest rate. He indirectly implied that.
Is that unreasonable pressure?
It is in the perspective of the government, but in my opinion, a better way to do it is to do it under the table. Can be some sort of policy coordination, but without publicly mentioning that. So obviously the central bank governor Lee Ju-yeol didn't like it when Prime Minister Choi mentioned. He gave the nuance to the press that the government can influence the central bank.
Yeah. And what do you make of the timing of this cut? This is now, what, 2 months after a previous rate cut.
Right.
And also, how much further ammunition does the Bank of Korea have for a further rate cut if one is necessary? Or is this the absolute bottom?
Well, many economists think that maybe 2%, the current rate, will be maintained throughout this year, and it might be hard to lower interest rate at the end of the year. Even though this is the second time they lowered the interest rate, if you look at the actual level of interest rate, 2% is still high compared to the other advanced economies where they maintained near zero interest rate, just like US or Japan or in some countries in Europe. So I think we still have room for cutting interest rate in the future,
right?
If necessary.
But you're expecting 2% to be maintained through to
yes.
end of year, well, for the next couple of months.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the Bank of Korea has also trimmed its economic growth forecast for this year. What's your sense of that? Again, do you think this forecast cut is merited?
Yes, in the sense that not only the internal factors, but also the external factors that are negatively affecting Korean economy become more and more serious. The stimulus package, especially done in July, have some effects on the Korean economy in a positive way, but in only temporary way. So the recovery of consumption and investment is still very slow. And some of the reported numbers by the companies, main companies, especially the Samsung Electronics, was bad news to the market. And among other external factors, the slowdown in the Eurozone economy and also the China can be a very important factor for the Korean economy. And also Japan. Due to Abenomics, Japan gained competitiveness against many of the Korean products in the world market. So the prospects for the Korean exports is decreasing, in my opinion. So those internal and external factors probably force the central bank to cut their growth perspective.
Yeah. But let's come back to what you were saying earlier on about the stimulus package. Now, the government announced this in the summer. It's now had a couple of months to start taking effect at least. And one of the key issues was, of course, boosting the very stagnant real estate market. How has that been going? What's your forecast in that sector?
Well, the government actually relaxed limitations in terms of borrowing by lowering the restrictions in LTV and DTI before. And that initially actually boosted the real estate market by raising the volume and also the price. The apartment price index, as far as I remember, actually rose from 140 to 145 for the year, immediately following the announcement. But there has been some news that this recovery was temporary, and the price is actually going down again. I think there are two reasons why the real estate market is so slow in recovering. One is that high level of household debt. So even though there are less restrictions in terms of borrowing, people do not have any room for more borrowing.
Sure.
The second reason is that the people's perception about the real estate market is changing. In the old times, that whenever the people have money, they put into the real estate market because housing price keeps going up. But among young generations, this is not the case anymore, especially due to the change in demographic structure in Korea. So people are hesitant in putting money in the real estate market.
I mean, let me take up that last point. Certainly, real estate was always the traditional Korean investment destination. As you mentioned, it's bricks and mortar, and prices traditionally always rose. If that's no longer the case, what becomes an alternative investment destination? I'm particularly thinking about the financial market, the stock markets here, which have, again, traditionally been underinvested in by the average Korean. Perhaps partly because, of course, Korean companies traditionally have paid very low dividends. And again, the government's been encouraging the companies to actually release more money into the market by paying high dividends and also raising salaries. Are we seeing any effect from that?
I think it's too early to evaluate these policies because it's been implemented only in a short period of time, and it's not even fully implemented yet. The purpose of these policies by the government is to encourage companies to spend money, and that money flows back into the households and improves the growth rate of the economy. One measure is to tax the retained earnings of the companies unless those retained earnings are paid out as dividend or in the form of investment. And the second measure is to give tax subsidy to companies to raise the wage income of their workers, especially for small and medium-sized companies. These measures are drastic measures because these are the direct involvement of the government
right into business.
Right, not through the market, but 1980s style.
But I mean, let's be
measure.
honest. I mean, the Korean economy has always been very, very top down, and the government has always played a strong role in the economic landscape. No?
So the companies, well, have to follow these directions in order to survive. But if these type of measures are not market oriented, there might be other distortions coming from this type of direct measures. For example, the companies will invest if there is a right environment. Doesn't matter whether it's a direct order from the government or not.
Sure.
So in my opinion, the better way to do this is to change the economic environment to more investment friendly. For example, there are several discussions on how to reduce all these restrictions or regulations on the company's investment environment. That can be another channel that government can work on. and find new ways to improve productivity of the companies. So if this so-called recession or downturn of the economy is only temporary and it's the cyclical pattern, then government can do some policies to improve it. But if it's a structural issue, then the Korean economy can be a very serious situation. So I hope that this is not a structural downturn, but we have to see more to judge whether it's the cyclical one or the structural one.
Yeah, I mean, but if it is, let's talk about structural problems. You mentioned just now that real estate was traditionally the investment destination. Now that's no longer the case. It's no longer looking so attractive. Where are Koreans who have money, and not everybody does, but the Koreans who do have money, where are they going to invest it, if not in bricks and mortar?
Well, I would say they should invest in the stock market, but there are so much uncertainties in the stock market now, especially the behavior of the foreign investors. As you know, that foreign investors took their money out of the Korean stock market this month, and the Kospi index down to 1900.
But could you not argue that if more Koreans invested in their stock market, foreign investors would have lower percentages and you'd have more stability over the long term?
Well, if the domestic investors tend to invest in the stock market probably for the longer term perspective than the foreign investors. Obviously there are positive side of their investment as well, but they tend to invest in the short term. So it raises the volatility in the stock market. So whenever you see higher volatility, it's a bad news for the investors. So
is that true? I mean, doesn't higher volatility also offer good trading opportunities?
Yes, that's right, but higher volatility means more uncertainties, and more uncertainties means risky investment in the stock market. And also, the Korean investors might look into a more diversified portfolio. If the money doesn't go into the real estate market, they can look at the stock market and bond market, not only in Korea, but in also foreign countries as well. But these days, the investment environment is not good. So I'm not encouraging investors to act on the market now because of uncertainties and volatility.
Which comes back to our original issue. I mean, we've now got a very, very low interest rates. The banks aren't giving you much. Where do you put your money?
That's a good question.
Okay. Well, I fortunately don't have any, so it's not a problem for me. But it's something we're going to have to discuss in the future, definitely. Dr. Kim, thank you very, very much indeed for being on Bizline.
Thank you for having me.
Not at all. Yeah.
When it is difficult to answer the phone in the middle of an important meeting, when you don't want to be disturbed by a phone call from another friend while on a date. Is there a way for us to be free from these abrupt, unwanted incoming calls? The app of the week is Cut the Call, an app that blocks incoming calls from the people you choose at the time you pick. Let's run the app and add the phone numbers you want to block. You can select the dates or hours you want to block these calls. You can use this when you don't want to be disturbed. You can add one or several phone numbers in your address book. Although the phone doesn't ring, the phone call records remain in your phone, so you can check later who has called. You can use this easily when you don't want to answer the phone or when you are in a difficult situation to answer it.
Robots and robotic technologies are no longer restricted simply to the factory floor. Their range of use has become increasingly broad. And one of the most promising sectors that robots are now advancing into is physical rehabilitation. Right now, medical robotics technology holds out a remarkable promise. that of enabling paraplegic patients to walk once again. So, how far along has this technology come? Let's take a look.
During the opening ceremony of the Incheon Asian Para Games on October 18th, a boy confidently walked up to the podium in his robotic legs and lit up the Olympic torch. Medical robotics can change the lives of millions of people with motor impairments, so how far have we come with this technology? The first kickoff was performed by a paraplegic man with the help of a mind-controlled exoskeleton. Clad in a robotic suit, the man who has paralysis in his lower body used his mind to kick the official ball a short distance along a map laid down by the touchline. It was a small kick, but a major step in the world's medical science and wearable medical devices field that can change the lives of individuals with various levels of paralysis and neurological conditions. Korean scientists also are busy trying to make similar miracles happen here. Hanyang University's Robotic Engineering Department has paved the way in powered exoskeletons or wearable robots for rehabilitation. Scientists here are working with experiments on various robotic applications for medical treatment, including bionic gait training gear.
고령화와 이제 소득이 증가됨에 따라서 의료용에 해당되는 로봇이 상당히 증가되고 있는 그런 추세이기도 하고 많은 수요와 또 연구, 관심 이런 것들이 증대되고 있어서 시장성은 상당히 좋으리라고 생각이 들고 많은 기관에서 연구들을 시작하고 있고 결과들이 많이 나오고 있다고 봅니다.
Exoskeleton is the newest technology that combines wearable robotic and biomedical engineering for rehabilitation.
사람마다 이제 각기 다른 여러 가지 특성이 있기 때문에 거기에 맞는 로봇이 만들어지고 있고 또 그 의도를 정확하게 읽어드려야 됩니다. 그 사람이 어떤 것을 원하는지를 정확하게 파악할 수 있는 의도 센싱하는 그런 방법이 중요하고 거기에 따라서 아주 미세하게 제어할 수 있는 기술 이런 것들이 핵심적인 기술이라고 생각이 됩니다.
The robotic legs that were showcased at the K-Hospital Fair are strapped over the patient. The user presses the buttons on the crutches to actuate the moving process. The user can balance on the bionic legs designed for each individual body structure with the upper body power.
하반신이 마비된 환자가 하반신의 어떠한 감각이나 근육을 사용할 수 없는 환경에 있으므로 로봇이 사람이 설 수 있도록 다리의 형상을 만들어줍니다. 사람의 균형 감각을 이용해서 상반신에 있는 팔의 근력으로 지팡이를 집어서 균형을 유지하게 되어 있습니다.
The biomechatronic system not only can help people in extreme bodily impairment, but also elderly people with troubles with walking. Unlike common rehabilitation robots with constraints in movements, the new intelligently powered device allows self-initiated and controlled standing, walking, and other performances through control systems in speed and step pace. This intelligent therapist robot is compact and portable to help patients to carry out fast and continuous gait rehabilitation at outpatient and home settings.
인체의 해부학적 특징을 고려한 디자인이 되어 있고요. 그리고 그것을 또 경량화하고 또 모터나 감속기에 의한 그 동력 손실을 최소화하게 줄였기 때문에 가벼우면서도 기존의 재활 운동 능력을 그대로 구현할 수 있게 되었습니다.
The research team now is working on rehabilitation robotic devices for upper limbs such as the shoulder and elbow. With the help of 4 actuators, the user can use upper limbs for various movements.
사람의 팔 같은 경우는 여러 가지 방향으로 운동할 수 있는 운동 조인트인데 기존에는 하나의 액추에이터로 한 방향으로밖에 운동을 할 수 없었는데 그렇게 한다면 재활 효과가 많이 떨어지게 됩니다. 그래서 그러한 재활 효과를 극대화시키기 위해서 대각선으로 움직일 수도 있고 원운동을 또 할 수 있는 그 특징이 저희 로봇엔 갖고 있다고 말할 수 있습니다.
How they move like flesh and bone, and electrical, how they communicate with my
With
nervous
broadening applications of wearable robots in therapy and medical fields, labs around the world, including Hanyang University here, have stepped up research and development in rehabilitation robotics. One research institute estimates the global rehabilitation robot market would be 42 times bigger than now, worth $1.8 billion by the year 2020. Korea joined the bandwagon late, and the market is currently led by Israel, the US, Switzerland, and Japan, but it is catching up fast with its cutting-edge IT technology.
전 세계적으로는 아마도 미국, 그다음에 일본, 스위스, 그다음에 또 이제 이스라엘 같은 나라들이 많은 연구를 하고 있고, 대한민국도 상당히 많은 연구들을 많이 하고 있는 그런 실정이기도 합니다. 따라서 수준으로 본다면은 약 85% 정도, 90% 정도에 해당되는 기술 수준을 이루고 있다고 보고, 최근에는 상당히 우리나라도 고령화가 상당히 진행이 많이 돼서 거기에 대한 준비 차원에서 또 많은 연구들이 진행되고 있다고 보고, 격차가 상당히 빠른 속도로 줄여지고 있지 않느냐 이렇게 생각합니다.
But for commercialization, the rehabilitation robots must be more affordable. The field requires government support to reduce cost.
값싸고 좋은 제품을 만드는 건 기본이 되겠고요. 이제 그것을 좀 더 도와주기 위해서는 정부에서 이제 예를 들면 산업 현장에서도 상당히 이런 그 재해, 예를 들면 근골격계 질환들이 상당히 많이 늘어나고 있는데, 이런 것들에 대한 보완축으로 이런 재활 로봇들이 많이 쓰이고 있는데, 이것들이 예를 들면 의료보험과 연관이 되거나 또는 여러 가지 인증이라든가 이런 것이 많이 지원이 된다면은 훨씬 값싸게 저희들이 이용할 수가 있겠고, 또한 그 제품들의 경쟁력도 따라서 더불어서 상승하지 않겠냐 이렇게 생각하고 있습니다.
Medical robotics is evolving from surgical function to wearable application. Our intelligence technology may help leave a signature in the medical robotics market.
GPS-based digital navigation devices that guide drivers to their destinations are now so commonplace in cars that the industry is virtually saturated. In response, the sector is coming up with a whole range of new products and services based on evolving technologies. So, what will your digital navigation device look like in the very near future? Keep watching.
A navigation service that provides guidance on unknown as well as the fastest routes is now establishing itself as a location-based service platform that provides information on users' locations and surroundings. Let's meet the smarter location-based services that added various functions to make our life convenient in addition to giving directions. Whether you are good at driving or not, and whether you know the way or not, most drivers use some sort of navigation service through their smartphones or navigation devices inside their cars. Navigation is turning into a location-based service platform, providing living convenience services based on location information rather than a device simply giving directions. Location-based service, or LBS, is a service that provides users various conveniences using location information acquired from wireless communications, or GPS. With the spread of smartphones, people are in a real-time mobile environment, regardless of time and space. This has enabled LBS to provide more vivid directions and integrate with various smart devices or services. When we are driving in a busy downtown and when you come to an intersection that connects to multiple roads, it is confusing even when you look at the navigation. Once you get confused which road is the one displayed on the navigation, you can go the wrong way or falter and get into an accident. What if you can get guidance on roads with real road photos? LGU Plus has begun the world's first road guidance service using real road photos since last month. When a car approaches the point 500 meters ahead of an intersection, the real photo of the intersection appears. Then from 200 meters ahead, the photo slowly zooms in line with the car's speed.
제 눈에 보이는 그대로 내비 안에 들어가 있으니까 하나도 헷갈리지 않고 쉽게 찾아갈 수 있더라고요. 특히나 이렇게 되게 여러 복잡한 차선 탈 때 정말 항상 헷갈렸는데 그런 차선도 여기로 딱 타면 되겠구나라는 게 보이니까 그게 진짜 좋았어요.
This service has been applied to the busiest 150 intersections in Seoul, including Seoul Station, Seoul City Hall, and Namdaemun, where traffic accident rates are the highest.
저희가 교차점에서 회전 교차로 이런 어려운 특정한 사고가 많거나 복잡한 구간에 대해서 고객들한테 실질적인 눈에 보이는 그런 가시적인 방향을 서비스를 제공을 하면 고객이 조금 더 편하지 않을까, 그런 서비스를 기한을 차관을 해서 서비스를 제공을 하였습니다. 그랬더니 역시나 고객분들의 효과가 굉장히 좋다고 그런 좋은 평을 보내주고 있습니다. 최대한 빠른 시일 내에 저희가 전국 확장을 위해서 지금 다시 개발을 진행 중에 있습니다.
A service that shows you your real-time location and surroundings in actual satellite photos while driving. You can get more vivid guidance on directions. Moreover, you can also check at once footage of every traffic camera in your route to the destination.
가장 실제와 맞닿아 있는 서비스를 제공할 수 있어야 되고, 그 다음에 어떤 내비게이션 안에 지도를 보더라도 가장 실제와 맞닿아 있는 형태의 지도, 그리고 현실과 가장 가까운 지도, 그 다음에 현실과 가장 가까운 드라이빙, 그 다음에 주변의 환경에 가장 민감한 이제 드라이빙, 이런 부분들로 지향을 계속 해나가야 될 것 같고요.
As LBS is connected to a mobile messenger, new services are being introduced. When you are heading to an appointment, you must wonder where your friend is now, but you can't keep communicating with the friend while driving. There is a service that shows on a navigation map real-time location of friends who are coming to the appointed place. When you select group driving of up to 5 people, these people can check one another's locations until they arrive at the appointed place. If the acquaintance allows you to check his or her location data, the exact current location and distance from you will be marked at once. This is easily linked to a mobile messenger, allowing you to send a message to this person instantly.
제가 있는 곳 혹은 상대방이 있는 곳까지 제가 간다라고 했을 때 상대방이 봤을 때 어디쯤 와 있구나 라는 부분들을 알 수 있기 때문에 약속 시간을 지키거나 혹은 같이 여행을 할 때 유용한 서비스라고 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Location-based service continues to try new things. Recently, it has successfully tested connecting to wearables like Google Glass or smartwatches.
그럼 결국은 이제 지금 출발은 다른 기기, 다른 용도로 개발된 블랙박스와 내비게이션 그리고 스마트폰이 각자 상대방의 기능들을 수용하면서 비슷한 형태의 융합 서비스를 제공하는 형태로 발전하게 될 텐데 소비자로서는 다양한 선택 기회를 갖게 되는 거죠. 그런 면에서는 상당히 좋은 일이다. 시장은 커질 수 있을 것이다. 이렇게 생각합니다.
The navigation industry has briefly faltered on the popularization of smartphones, but using the real-time mobile environment as its foothold, it's leaping forward as a location-based service that provides various services surrounding the user inside or outside the vehicle, rather than simply providing guidance on the roads. The industry is closely watching what role this smarter location-based service can play in the smart vehicle era of the future.
The Korean government has recently launched a reunification preparatory committee directly under the Blue House, or the Korean Presidential Office. And this committee has made its plans public. What they see on the road to reunification is first, building of trust between the two Koreas, then a gradual reintegration of their economies, and finally some kind of political settlement. Now this sounds very, very promising, but it's all rather vague. When might it happen? How might it happen? In fact, is it feasible at all? To answer these questions, we'll ask the experts.
The Presidential Committee for Unification Preparation held its second meeting on October 13th at the Blue House. The 50-member committee drew up a long-term roadmap for unification and agreed that the key to unification is consolidating the two widely different economies.
모든 사람에게 자유와 번영을 가져온 통일을 위해서는 남북한의 경제적 격차가 줄어들어야 됩니다. 그래야 우리의 비용 부담도 줄어드는 것이죠. 그러기 위해서 우리가 남북 경협을 확대해 나가야 되고 또 경제 통합을 상당 부분 추진해 나간다면은 통일 전에 통일의 비용은 그만큼 줄어들 수밖에 없다는 것이죠.
The Unification Preparation Committee proposes incremental inter-Korean integration in 3 stages. During the first stage, when the two Koreas still need to build trust in one another, South Korea will do its part by building and aiding in various social infrastructure North Koreans need. In the second stage, called the Trust Maturing Stage, the two Koreas will accelerate economic cooperation and multilateral projects. In the final stage, the two Koreas will have to work on fiscal and monetary union. Then, what is in plan for the first stage? One idea is to build 1 million homes for North Korean residents.
10년간에 걸쳐서 9조 원을 들여서 100만 호를 짓겠다는 거죠. 거기에는 이제 상수도라든가 여러 가지 그 하수 시설도 잘 돼 있고 아주 위생적이고 이런 그 주택을 지은데 우리가 적극 동참함으로써 북한의 민생 인프라를 개선한다는 것이죠.
The first goal for ultimate economic union is to assist in building social infrastructure to improve the living standards of North Koreans. Along with the Home Project, South Korea proposes the so-called 1,000-day campaign for mothers and babies. It would provide free nutrients and vaccinations for pregnant women and infants under the age of 2 in a trial service at the Kaesong Industrial Complex.
모자 복원 사업의 중요성은 거의 북한에 대한 인도적 측면의 지원인 동시에 통일 미래 세대를 우리가 올바르게 성장할 수 있도록 지원하는 통일 준비의 일환이기 때문에 이런 모자 복원 사업은 시급히 우리가 추진돼야 될 사업이고요.
During the second stage, the two Koreas should first work on a transcontinental railway that would join the Korean peninsula with China and Russia. That railway system would cut across Pyongyang and Rajin in North Korea and extend to Russia. It could generate over $1 billion worth of economic benefits to North Korea and help to boost its economic growth by 2 percentage points.
한반도 내에서의 어떤 철도 연결도 이제 시급하지만 앞으로 통일 이후에 한반도를 넘어서서 대륙과 철도 연결이 된다면 우리가 옛날 실크로드를 통해서 어떤 소위 세계 교역이 활성화됐듯이 소위 한반도가 대륙을 넘어서서 유럽까지 진출해서 어떤 우리 이 한반도의 융성을 도모할 수 있다는 점에서 이제 그런 큰 의미가 있다고 생각합니다.
But to carry out the projects, South Korea must invest greatly in North Korea to build mutual trust.
북한의 노동력이나 그다음에 부동산, 자원 이런 것들은 통일이 되고 나면 가격이 굉장히 높아질 것입니다. 그래서 오히려 통일 이전에 경제 통합 단계에서 우리가 충분히 서로 이 비교 우위를 활용할 수 있는 것이 결국은 남북한 모두에게 이득이 될 것이고 우리 경제에도 새로운 성장 모멘텀을 제공할 수 있다 이렇게 생각을 합니다.
Experts also advise inter-Korean economic cooperation should be based on a symbiotic principle rather than a one-sided generous nature.
북한이 먼저 필요로 하는 것이 무엇인지 그 분야에 먼저 우리가 경제 협력을 추진을 해본다면 북한도 점점 더 신뢰를 가지지 않을까 싶습니다. 예를 들면 북한이 지금 추진하고 있는 북한 내에 경제 특구들이 있습니다. 그 경제 특구를 성공하려면 외부의 자본과 기술이 필요합니다. 그런 특구 사업들에 우리가 같이 협력을 해주면서 경제 통합을 추진해 나간다면 신뢰 형성에 좋은 발판이 되지 않을까 이렇게 생각합니다.
One of the main agenda of the Unification Preparation Committee is to draft a unification charter, a lasting framework for peaceful unification timed with the 70th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule next year.
북한에 대해서는 우리가 공존공영의 대상으로 보니까 북한도 남한도 한국이 같이 변화되어서 통일로 함께 그 대장정에 들어가자. 뭐 이런 그 북한에 대한 그 요청과 권고와 당부 이런 내용들이 담겨져야 된다 이렇게 생각이 됩니다.
But there are more immediate issues to be solved if any one of these steps can be made.
그러한 경제 협력이 되기 위해서는 정치 군사적인 부분에 있어서 그 불안정성들이 남관계 차원에서 해소될 필요가 있고 현재도 지금 남북이 대화를 모색하고 있지만 군사적인 부분에서의 어떤 긴장 해소가 안 되는 그 상황에서는 근본적인 협력이랄지 개선 효과는 떨어질 수밖에 없다.
A grand plan to integrate economies and any charter on peaceful unification in writing won't push the inter-Korean relationship onto a new level. Tensions on the border are as high as ever, with the two countries repeating dialogue and conflict because North Korea does not end military provocations.
외형적으로 보여주는 것이 중요한 게 아니고 오히려 내실, 특히 현재 그 남관계를 풀어갈 수 있는 그런 능력들을 남북 당국이 만드는 것이 중요하다. 또 지금 통일 헌장이 급한 게 아니고 남관계에서 대화, 이산가족 상봉 문제를 비롯한 인도적인 차원에서의 어떤 문제들 해소 이런 것들이 중요하기 때문에 오히려 통일 헌장보다는 현재 남관계를 개선하는 그런 노력을 정부가 기울일 필요가 있다고 봅니다.
북한이 원하는 것이 무엇인지도 헤아려 보고 북한이 두려워하는 것이 무엇인지도 헤아려 보고 그런 자세를 가진다면 이 신뢰를 통한 통일 방향이라는 것이 결국은 성공적인 프로젝트가 되지 않을까 이렇게 생각합니다.
The two Koreas have been divided for 69 years. Differences in economies, societies, and culture is ever widening. But hope for unification remains strong as ever. If the two Koreas genuinely work hard towards building trust and improving their relationship, economic or even national union may one day become a reality.
And that's all we have time for on Bizline this week. But do join us again next week, because Bizline will be down in Busan for the UN's International Telecommunications Union Plenipotentiary Conference, which kicked off on October 20th. And this conference is sometimes dubbed the ICT Olympics. So we'll be looking at the agenda. We'll also be examining some of the Korean high-tech products and services which will be showcased on the conference sidelines. So do join us then, but that's all for now. I'm Andrew Salmon. This was Bizline. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.